my trusty little drill press here I picked up, I forget it was a garage sale or something, and it doesn't have a very big throat, so I eventually got frustrated and I just cut it off on the bandsaw and welded in this extra piece of steel to give me enough throat to be able to do my lids. And there's a nice hole. This bit came from a tool place. I guess the lesson is if the tool store doesn't sell at least one table saw that's more expensive than your car, then you probably aren't getting the right tools. Because this, it looks exactly the same as this one. This is Irwin, bought at a Home Depot, I think, or maybe a Lowe's. And this is a DeWalt, bought on sale from a Canadian store, and they went dull pretty quick. So, and if you're doing a few, you know, a spade bit isn't the end of the world, but you gotta, they go dull pretty quick too. You gotta sharpen them up. This one, I don't know what's, you know, depleted uranium or melted down Russian tank or something they made those out of, but man, that's good steel. Okay, so we'll go over and I'll show you how I'm building the lids. I'm making about 500 more. This is all part of my making summer splits idea. You got to have the equipment to hold them if you really want to scale that up. So, you know, I was running around with, you know, old pallets and feeder lids and everything, trying to cover up the extra splits I made this summer. So I don't want to do that again. So we're making lids, probably run about 100 extra hives next summer, and then run about 400 extra splits. So we've been murdering lifts of plywood. I got a pretty good deal on 3/4 inch plywood. This is nice heavy stuff. It's only 4 ply, and it was a deal because it's not didn't, you know, these are the sheets that didn't pass muster. They've got, you know, at least one layer's got a major split through it or something. So it was sold in my area as farmer plywood. You know, you can use it on your barn, but not on your house kind of situation. And so, you know, plywood's expensive these days. This wasn't too bad. And there was definitely, when we were cutting the pieces, we had to kind of pay attention to make sure that any defects were in the waist of the piece rather than in the middle of what we were cutting. So I'm making extra pallets, extra lids. And so now I've got a bit of an assembly jig. Let me just adjust the camera down a bit so you can get a better view of that. All right, so I've got slots for my pieces so that these go in with the right spacing. I want to have, this is treated material, little leftovers from making the pallets. And it tends to have a quite nicely polished round edge. I want the flat edge to be what I'm gluing to. Of course, that one's tight for some reason. That one must be waterlogged or something. That fits in there nicer. Okay, and then a little glue. I like to take a quick look at the piece and put the nice side up. It's nice to wiggle that around a little bit to make sure the glue is well distributed. I've got my large, this is a 16 gauge staple with fairly long staples in it. You really can't put too many staples in. And I flip the thing over and I'm ready to put a strip of glue all the way around the outside. And then this is 3/8 plywood cut to 1.5 inches. That's quite a bit thicker than the board. The boxes are made from that material, so it's almost twice as thick as the board. I find if you make these too thin, they rip off much easier. I like want some meat on there. It doesn't seem to bother the bees at all. 2 short pieces on the end. And a longer piece on that side. Squirt it all around a little bit, spread your glue out. And then a lighter staple, 18 gauge staples that are quite a bit shorter, so you're not sticking completely through the wood. This is much less material. That won't be enough staples either. And then again, you just again, you can't really go wrong with extra staples. I will dip these and then put the little metal cover on top after. So that's assembling lids. Keep your materials close at hand. My staplers, I have hooks on the side of my workstation here. Your glue bottle. And if you're doing more than 10 of anything, set it up so that it's the same job every time. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a great day.